When Hakagram Grouch left Korriban, the galaxy did not witness a conqueror. It witnessed a cataclysm given flesh. The Sith King did not march for territory, nor for wealth, nor for the petty ambitions that would one day plague the Sith Order. His campaign was spiritual, cosmic, and absolute. He believed that every world must be reforged in the crucible that had shaped him. Transcendence through suffering, understanding through annihilation, evolution through death. His armies, forged in the blood fields of Korriban, sculpted through torment until their bones hummed with the DarkSide, became legends whispered in terror across star systems. They carried no blades, no staffs, no sabers. They were weapons, hands that could shatter durasteel, strikes that blended martial mastery with the crushing will of the Force. A time when no Jedi record existed, because no Jedi yet had the power to survive long enough to write one. Many histories wrongly claim kyber crystals were discovered by accident, stumbled upon by early Force cults looking for relics. But the truth, known only to the oldest surviving holocrons, is far stranger. The kyber crystals called out. As Hakagram's brutality spread, the balance of the galaxy shuddered. The midi-chlorians, ancient caretakers of life's equilibrium, wove their will into the deep places of the universe. Worlds of calm and harmony birthed living crystals, crystalline hearts that resonated with the light. These were not weapons at first. They were antibodies, a cosmic response to the infection of pure, unrestrained darkness sweeping the stars. Kyber crystals allowed lesser Force sensitives, fragile beings compared to the Sith, to focus, defend, and survive. Without them, no Jedi, no proto-Jedi, could endure the storm that followed the Sith King's path. For without the lightsaber, no living being could hope to stand against an army that needed no metal, no tools, no technology, only flesh, rage, and the Force. During the height of the reign of the Sith, the light struggled to survive, but in its desperation, it grew stronger. The Jedi Order, still young and unrefined, began forming, and ancient Jedi Masters sensed a darkness sweeping across the stars. The discovery of kyber crystals had awakened countless Force sensitives, even humans, a species once mostly disconnected from the Force, were suddenly being born with powerful natural affinities. The Force, seeking balance, flooded the galaxy with champions of light. Still barely tall enough to walk without wobbling, was a small green child whose destiny was not yet written. Yoda. At this time he was not wise, not ancient, not revered. He was simply a quiet, curious child who clung to the robes of his elders, and who witnessed a moment that would change his future with the Force. Odanur, a Jedi Master, had lived for over 1,000 years. A reptilian philosopher, historian, and Force scholar, he believed that the path to peace lay not in power, but in understanding. He had spent lifetimes collecting knowledge, studying the cosmic dance between light and dark. His writings would one day become the foundations of Jedi lore. But none of his wisdom could have prepared him for the one who sought him out. Hakagram Grouch, the king of the Sith. He had sensed Odan-Ur's presence across the stars, not as a threat, but as a curiosity. A beacon of light that refused to bend, a scholar whose mind was a fortress of calm in a galaxy drowning in fear. Hackhagram wanted to see if the scholar's philosophy held weight in the face of absolute power. The confrontation took place on a quiet moon, where the Jedi had gathered young initiates for safety. No battlefield, no raging storms, only a silent courtyard beneath a sky of pale lavender. The Sith King arrived alone. His presence felt like the shifting of gravity itself, a pressure that made the air thicken, the ground tremble, and the hearts of the weak falter. The Jedi scattered, terrified, but Odan stepped forward with calm, ancient dignity. And in the corner of the courtyard, hidden behind a toppled stone pillar, Yoda watched. Odan, a dual-wielding lightsaber specialist, did not ignite his. "I do not seek war," he told the king. Hackhagram smiled, a slow, predatory gesture. "War seeks you." Hackhagram Grouch attacked instantly, no warning, his hand tightening as he attempted to crush Odan's throat with the Force. The air around Odan warped, pressure closing in like an invisible vice. But the ancient Jedi Master raised a clawed hand, eyes glowing with calm focus. "You will need to do better." The Force choke dissolved around him like mist. With a fluid motion, Odan ignited two lightsabers, twin beams of brilliant blue that cut through the courtyard's shadows. The king smirked. "You think those toys will help you?" he said, voice dripping with disdain. A low, cruel laugh followed. "They make you weak." Odan did not respond with words. He hurled one lightsaber at the king's head while sprinting forward with the other, blades humming with ancient discipline. Hackhagram moved with impossible speed, Force speed so swift that he blurred. He tilted his head and the saber streaked past, slicing through stone behind him. As they closed the distance, both warriors thrust out a hand. Two force pushes collided, shockwaves rippling the courtyard. But to Odin's surprise, he was the one sent skidding backward, boots dragging across the dust as Hackhagram stood unmoved, the ground beneath his feet cracking from the pressure. Odan summoned his thrown saber back to his hand, catching it with a spin. Hackagram's smirk deepened. "You are not strong enough. You will die today." Odan steadied himself, twin sabers humming as he regained balance. His breath was calm, but he could feel it, the crushing tide of power radiating from the Sith King. Hackhagram Grouch was not simply strong in the Force. He was the Force in motion. Odan swung. Twin arcs of blue light cut through the air, sweeping toward the king with centuries of practiced precision. Hackhagram didn't move his feet. He simply leaned, twisted, and let the sabers pass inches from his skin, the air sizzling between them. Odan pressed harder, his strikes becoming a flowing storm of blue, each blow swift enough to carve through steel, each movement guided by ancient knowledge. The king only smiled, with a flick of his fingers, a gesture so small it was almost insulting. Hackhagram seized one of Odan's sabers through the Force. The blade froze mid-swing. Odan's eyes widened. The king turned his wrist, and Odan's own saber ripped from his grip, spiraling through the air before floating calmly at Hackagram's side like a loyal hound, and even started to attack Odan. "Your weapons are mine, Jedi." The other saber was torn from Odan's hand a heartbeat later. Now both of Odan's sabers hovered beside the Sith King, their blue glow reflected in his crimson eyes. Hackhagram stood perfectly still. He didn't need to move. With a twitch of his fingers, one saber lunged forward, a precise, sudden attack from the air itself. Odan dodged, barely, feeling the heat graze his cheek. Another strike, then another. Odan was forced backward as his own blades attacked him relentlessly. the king controlling them with the effortless dominance of a god manipulating puppets. "You rely on tools, scholar." Hackogram's voice was calm, almost disappointed. "I rely on the Force." Both sabers surged at once, one sweeping low, the other slicing high. Odan caught them with his bare hands wrapped in Force energy, a desperate defense. But desperation was weakness. Hackogram clenched his fist. The sabers pressed closer, crushing Odan's defense. His strength faltered. The power difference was just too great. In a final wave of pressure, the king sent Odan crashing to his knees. The floating sabers crossed behind Odan's neck. The courtyard went silent. Yoda, trembling, hiding behind the shattered pillar, watched as the king tilted his head. Let this be a lesson. The sabers sliced forward in a single clean motion. Odan-Ur's head fell from his shoulders. His body collapsed a moment later, the sabers deactivated, and then were crushed and destroyed. Hackogram Grouch walked forward, picking up the severed head. His steps echoed across the courtyard, approaching the very pillar where Yoda hid. The king stopped. He looked directly at the child. Yoda froze, breath shaking, eyes wide with terror and confusion. He had never seen death, not like this. The Sith King lowered Odan's head to Yoda's eye level. "This is a reminder, young one, of how cruel this world can be." He leaned closer, eyes burning like ancient suns. "We will meet again." Hackogram dropped the head at Yoda's feet and turned away, leaving the courtyard in ruin and silence. Share, like, comment, and subscribe for more content.